Hello everyone. Welcome to the Fortress of Louisbourg on Cape Breton Island in Nova Scotia, and you are here in the engineer's home. His name is Monsieur Verrier and I'm his cook, and today I'm going to show you how you make an omelette au fromage or a cheese omelette right over the hearth, and this is something that you can do at home. So the first thing that we're going to do is crack 6 eggs. And these eggs are fresh from our chickens outside in the barnyard, because of course here in Louisbourg we keep lots of small barnyard animals to supplement our diets. Here we are. There's number 4. Number 5. And number 6. So there's your 6 eggs. And I'm going to mix that up a little bit. And we're going to want salt and pepper to taste. And the rule of thumb with eggs is about a pinch of salt per egg. So I'm going to put 6 of these in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Monsieur Verrier doesn't like a lot of pepper in his omelets, so I'm just going to put 1 generous pinch of pepper in here. There we go. And you don't want to overbeat your eggs, just enough to mix them up. And now we're going to put in 3 tablespoons of freshly grated Parmesan. If you don't have freshly grated Parmesan at home, you can certainly use the powdered stuff that you get on the shelves. So there's 1. You can see our tablespoons are a little bigger than your modern tablespoon. 2 and 3. So we've got 3 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese in our batter. And we'll just leave that there for a moment. So now I've got my fire already lit, and I've got it set up so that I can rest my frying pan on top. And what we're going to want now is 1/3 cup of butter. Now, we're in the 18th century here in Louisbourg at the Fortress, so I'm going to have to eyeball what I think is 1/3 cup of butter. In fact, back in our day, you might be told to put in a proportion like a fistful of butter. So, and it's the 18th century, and the engineer, Monsieur Verrier, is quite well-to-do. When you can afford nice foods, you definitely eat them, because most people in the 18th century don't get enough to eat. So we're not concerned about fat content here at Louisbourg. When you can get lots of fat, you definitely eat it. So this is probably a lot of butter for most of you, but for Monsieur Verrier and people that come to dine with him, this is not a lot of fat. This is going to be very, very yummy. Trust me. Now, even though I have a long handle frying pan, I am starting to get a little cooked myself because there's lots of heat coming from the fire. This will be much easier for those of you who have a modern stove to do yourselves. So, this frying pan's a little tippy, so I'm just going to come over here and get this. So now we're going to put our eggs in the frying pan with the melted butter. This is almost thoroughly melted. And we're going to move this around as if we were making scrambled eggs, but we don't want it to quite scramble. We just want it to cook evenly. So I can put anything that I want onto the hearth, and it becomes part of where I cook. There, so you can see that that's a little bit watery on top, just a little jiggly. That's fine. We're not done yet. So now we want about a scant 1/4 cup of Gruyere cheese, which I've already grated. And that would be approximately that perhaps, and I'm going to sprinkle that on top. It'd help if I sprinkled it a little more evenly. And perhaps take a tiny bit more. And if you don't have Gruyere cheese, you can substitute Swiss. Not quite the same, but similar. So we're just going to put this back on the fire for a second. Kind of melt that cheese. Break it up a bit. And if we can, I'm working with a cast iron pan, so it's not non-stick. We're going to fold in the edges. And then we're going to transfer it to a serving dish. Okay, we're almost out. There we are. Not quite where I wanted it, but we can arrange that. So there we have an omelet fit for a lunch, and it is filled with lots of dairy products and fat, and that'll keep you going all afternoon. And here we are, a lovely omelet fit for the engineer's lunch. And trust me, this tastes wonderful. I invite you to try it at home. And I thank you for joining me here in the engineer's kitchen at the Fortress of Louisbourg. And next, we're going to see what one of our Indigenous interpreters is cooking up.
So what you will need is flour, baking powder, salt, and water. So we're going to make Luuskinigan. Luuskinigan is a traditional Mi'kmaq bread, best enjoyed with friends and family by an open fire in the great outdoors. Also along with bidway, which means tea. Luuskinigan is considered an art because none of our ingredients are measured. So we're going to roll a piece of dough onto our stick. And we roast it over a fire. And we just keep twisting the stick until the bread is ready. Skills in making Luuskinigan has been passed down from generation to generation. Secret ingredients for the best Luuskinigan is a Mi'kmaq's grandmother's love and attention towards her dough.
Hello.
Hello.
This looks really interesting. I have been making a French omelet, which I brought up for us to share.
Jawel.